Hi, this is Maverick Truck Mods, and today I've got kind of a tip or accessory piece for the Elevate rack system. If you're looking at this system, I'm gonna have a full review coming out talking about the pros and the cons. I've had my truck since 2022, had the rack for a long time, so I've got a lot to say about it. And it's really slick because it does allow you to put in a tonneau cover on the inside with the racks on the outside. There's not a whole lot of systems that allow this. You can roll up the soft tonneau cover all the way to the cab. It's called the Pro X15. I bought all this on Real Truck, got it mounted. It has a rail for the rack system and a rail for the tonneau cover. They mount to your truck bed, you clamp them down, and then it all goes together. Now, it's a really neat system, and this is the track that it kind of mounts on. These are what I call the towers, and then those are the crossbars. And what's neat about the system is you can put cargo boxes, ladders, surfboards, stand-up paddleboards. I do a lot of camping and surfing with my surfboards and stand-up paddleboards. So I really like this system for that. It allows me to get a lot of stuff up top, and I've carried tons of other stuff, lumber, pipes, other things up top as well. And I put a lot of weight on it. So it's a good system. And it has these rails that the tower, so you mount these and then these towers slide in, and then they have these bolts that come with it, and they're kind of like T-slot bolts. And they have this really thin metal piece down here. I mean, it's like, 3 millimeters. And then they have this bolt that comes up, and there's 2 lengths for these things, but it slides in, the tower fits over top, you bolt it down. And I mean, it is secure. You cannot shake these things loose. They can carry a lot of weight. So that is great. And what I did with these systems, because there's a C channel here, there's also a C channel in the crossbar, and they give you these that come with it. And I used the extra ones to mount my truck box up here, my cargo box. And what I love about this is normally I'd mount this thing with U-bolts, right? And U-bolts are fiddly. You have 2 pieces that have to go through, 2 nuts that have to go on. And on all my other vehicles, I had this old cargo box. This thing's probably 30 years old. I had that mounted on my vehicles with U-bolts across the crossbars. Well, I liked that I can kind of have like the no mounting look on this thing. You can't even see the mounting bolts, because what I did is I used 2 of these, slid them in, and then I got some just like thumb screw plastic knobs that had metal nuts inside of them, so I can quick disconnect this thing. I can get it on and off of here in about 2 minutes flat. And then I just put the knobs back onto here and leave them on the crossbars. And it's a great system for that. However, these things are not that useful for mounting other stuff. And there's a lot of other stuff. If you're into overlanding or camping, there's a lot of stuff might want to mount to these bars or the system along the side. And what you need for that is you need a little nut. Oops, let me get my nut out of here. This is what you need, a little square nut, right? And there's a lot of people that sell these things, but specifically, most other companies have a much larger diameter in these things across and size-wise up. So their C channels usually are a little bigger, and these ones are just specifically kind of small. They were difficult. So I measured it. It's about a 20 by 20 millimeter. I bought one of these on Amazon. It did not fit. It was too big, and I had to grind it down slightly. So then I continued my search for the right size for this. The one I ground down was supposed to be stainless and ended up rusting. So finally I found Rhino Rack, which is another rack company. They sell these little guys. They're on eTrailer, or you can buy them direct off their website, N025-BP. They're zinc-plated stainless steel, and they fit perfectly. It's an M6 size hole, metric on the top, and this way you just choose whatever nut length you need for whatever it is you're mounting. So sometimes if you're going through something that's this thick, of course, you'll need a larger bolt. If you're only going through a piece of metal this small, smaller bolt. So you have to choose your bolt size, but these fit great in here, and they're gonna allow me to mount some other stuff. Now, what else am I gonna mount? Well, I'm gonna mount my stand-up paddleboard paddle up here because it doesn't fit. It's a 1-piece carbon fiber at $300. I'm in big into stand-up paddleboard surfing, so it's a really nice paddle. However, it doesn't fit in the back of my truck. I can fit it into my huge cargo box here. However, when I have all my camping gear in here, I don't want to put my big old paddle in there because then it takes up room. And I don't really want to strap it on the top of the vehicle because I don't want to lose it, because I don't want to risk it falling off or anything. And it's just, I wanted to take care of it. So I'm actually going to use some mounts up here. And let me show you the mounts I'm going to use, because it actually kind of shows you another use for the system. So here's an example of what I'm going to use, and these are the mounts. These are from a company called Demos, D-M-O-S. They specialize in shovels, snow shovels, dirt shovels, and stuff for overlanding. They make some really cool little compact stuff. And they came out with this mount system, and this is called the Flatmate. And this one's designed for mounting to flat surfaces like molly panels, or in this case, a C-channel, as long as you have the right nut to go in there. They also make some of these that fit on roll bars and stuff, which are pretty cool. But this particular one, it's really slick because you can put your shovel in here. I just threw this in as an example just to show you guys what this would look like. But I'm going to mount, of course, a paddle in here up top. I do have an overlanding shovel that can fit in here that I think I might actually give in a second set and mount it like this because I thought this was pretty slick. But it's a neat system. These are machined aluminum, so they won't rust. It's really cool. You can just fit your tool in here. And the other cool thing is it's lockable, so it protects your stuff. So it's like an aluminum here, has this little clamp, it's adjustable. You can put axes or shovels or anything in there. So excited about that. I'm gonna take those suckers, I'm gonna put them up here, and then I'm gonna put my paddle in here, and then I measured it, it's gonna be absolutely perfect. Yeah, I mean, you can mount stuff on the sides here, you can mount stuff above or below on the bars, crossbars with this system. And what you just need is the nut. So really stupid, right? But just finding the right nut was difficult. This is the one that fits perfectly. Bolts, I actually bought a set off of Amazon. Supposed to be stainless steel, cross our fingers on that one. But it came with a set of all different size of the M6 bolts. So now I have everything I need for a variety of mounting options for these rails and these racks. So if you guys are gonna buy these racks, or you already have these racks, maybe use them for overlanding, camping, maybe use them for work, and you wanna mount some stuff, that's the nut you need. Thanks for watching Maverick Truck Mods.